Beautiful people, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for watching this video today. Guys, if this is your first time here, my name is Milton Fonkwa. Welcome back. I'm equally called the chairman of the broke community. So today's video, I want to tell you some things that you need to consider, some things that you need to put into consideration if you must get a visa to Canada, a study visa or a visit visa to Canada in 2024. Remember, the Canadian government recently increased the living cost money for those who are going to be applying for student visas in 2024, which means that you have to make sure that whatsoever the case may be, you have to try to have the visa. You must try to get the visa. Don't put in too much work and at the end of the day you do not get the visa. Now, there are a lot of things I'm going to be talking about here. There is an update I want to give you on proof of funds and equally home ties. But before I talk about home ties, let me talk about one factor that may affect those who are already in Canada and who didn't do the right thing. Few days back, I was talking to somebody and he was like, Milton, I actually went to somebody to do my application and out of front and back, I so much regret going to this guy, this agent of a guy. Well, I still know what we discussed about. I have evidence of everything, but I'm not going to do anything here because of privacy issues. I just want to draw your attention to things. I have said it times and again that there are a lot of people that will ruin your destiny out here, but a lot of people don't understand. Now, this is a factor you should put into consideration. Those of you who are going to be moving to Canada using student visas, visit visas, you have to get ready. Remember, there is a pathway that you are going to use from study permit. When you get your visa approved, you are going to move to Canada, get the study permit. When your studies is over, you will now apply for what is called PGWP, which is the postgraduate work permit. Remember, after the postgraduate work permit, you have to apply for PR and then citizenship. But before that, remember you got a visa. They call it what? What's the name? When you get to Canada, you are going to get a study permit. Exactly. That permit is going to be valid for 1 or 2 years. It depends, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. Now, what happens to you if your program is 3 to 4 years? It means that you have to renew your permit, right? Now, you have to renew your permit from where? You are not going to a physical office. You have to go to IRCC. I know some people will be like, oh, Milton, you can go to the border and do the renewal. No. You will do this visa renewal or this permit renewal in your IRCC portal. You will equally do your PGWP probably in your IRCC portal. You would also do your PR application in IRCC portal. You would also do your citizenship application in IRCC portal. Now, if you use an agent or if you use somebody who you always gone like front and back, dragging with this individual, you call an agent. Because I believe that if you pay somebody, this person owe you the duty to give you information. Some people told me last time that my agent said that they cannot give me my login details. How is that possible? Now, this process is your visa, right? Your agent will do the visa application. They did not use your email, right? Ellen. Now, how do you intend to renew your visa if you do not have your login details? You have to go back to IRCC. How do you intend to apply for PR if you do not get all the details you need? You have to go back to the same site. So you have to put all this into consideration, you understand? Now, that's the first thing you need. When you are done with the renewal, you also need to get started with the other documentation. But again, what we call PR, you still need to go back to your PR, all right? Like go back to the portal to apply for PR. Okay, now, if you do not have the site, like if you do not have the login details, your password and the user's name and everything, how are you going to apply for PR? Okay, when it's time for citizenship, how are you going to apply for citizenship? So this is why you need to get your login details from your agent. Make sure anything you are signing with any agent, any contract, it should be that first thing first. If it goes positive or negative, they should release your login details. It should be in the contract you are signing. Okay, because you cannot just carry millions and go and give people who don't care. Most of these people don't care. I'm telling you facts. Make sure you know what you are doing. I'm not an agent. I don't do visa application. I always say it all the time. If you want to apply for visa, go to the IRCC website or go to the embassy website. Okay, so you have to put all this into consideration. It's very important. Yes, I know some of you will be like, oh, even if I misplace the this thing, maybe my login details, I'm going to apply again I'm going to create a new account, apply using different login details. Now, there is something called inconsistency in your explanation. If you create a login detail, let's assume that you use an agent and you move to Canada and he refused to give you your login details. Now, you cannot have access to that portal, your IRCC portal. You have to create a different one. If you create a different one now, the data you have is lost. Maybe if something happened, they are trying to trace you back, they will not get the data because of what? You don't have the login details. So make sure you get the login details if you are going to Canada using a visit visa, a student visa, or whichsoever visa. Make sure you can access the IRCC portal. This is very important, guys. Now, let's take a look at the next thing you need to put into consideration: home ties. A lot of you are applying for visas, and some of you will see rejections like, oh, you did not satisfy that you are going to return to your home country. They are trying to tell you that home ties means that things that will bring you back to your home country. If you do not satisfy these things and tell the visa officer that when I finish my program, because of this, I'm going to return back home, they will not be convinced and they will not give you the visa. Don't just relent on the issue of my family. I have a family, I have a son, I have a wife, I have this. No, they will not put these things into consideration. Of course, they can put it into consideration, but you have to look for more evidence, more reasons to back up. Let me tell you, those of us who are already 25, 26, 27 years, you have to be careful. When you are saying that you have your family, yes, they may consider you if you're 23, 24, 25, somehow, because they know you are a small somebody, you understand. But when you are above 30 years, 31, 32, you are going to study in Canada and you are saying that you are going to return because you have a family. No. What happened to your properties? What happened to your landed properties? What happened to your houses? What happened to your business? Don't just rely on family members. It is going to be a very bulky game for you to survive with just, I have a family back home, I'm going to return to. Of course, they contribute to this. Your family back home will help you in your home ties. But is that the only thing you need for home ties? No. Your lands, if you have a land, register the land and show them, register your businesses. Now, if you don't have a land, if your father have a land, do documents to prove that your father transferred the lands to you. These are important things you should put into consideration. So that at the end of the day, you shouldn't be crying that your visa is rejected. If you have a car, properties, maybe you own caterpillars, maybe you have maybe solid money, they call what? Shares in banks. Why not? Explain and show evidence, right? It's going to help you. This is for home ties. Then for the factor that might affect your visa application, your login details. I said this before and I'm still saying it again. You have to put this into consideration. A lot of things are happening. Don't go to people you cannot trust. This is fact, I'm telling you. Of course, I know if I see somebody I can trust them. You really need to be careful out there. Even today, someone was asking me, Milton, what do you know about age limit? Is there age limit in Canada? Another person was like, Milton, I already have a master's degree. What happened? Look, guys, you have to be careful. There is a lot going on. There is no age limit in Canada. The visa officer doesn't care about your age. They don't care about your age. The problem is, did you apply for a program that suits you? Did you actually put all the other things in order? And stuff like that, right? You need to be very active and do your research very well. You have to be punctual. It's very important. I have said this, I'm still saying it, and I will keep saying it again. You have to be punctual in everything you say, all right? Being a master's degree holder does not stop you from studying a diploma in Canada or a certificate in Canada. They do understand careers does not depend on one thing. Because you had a master's already, it doesn't stop you from studying, but you need to satisfy the visa officer that this is actually what you want to go and study. You have to prove the visa officer beyond reasonable doubts that you actually want to go and study. Of course, there are people who just want to go and study. They must not live there, right? Yes. So put all this into consideration. Okay. So this person reached out to me again today and was like, Milton, oh, I watched a video and somebody was talking about age limit for Canada. Guys, before I explain this, give me a few minutes. I have a YouTube channel where I share all my travel abroad opportunities. Please go to that YouTube channel with name Milton Fonkwa and watch detailed videos and listen to me very well, so that by September you should be moving abroad. This is my advice for you. For those who need an appointment with me, it is a call. I'm going to call you. I don't have time to sit and start typing. So please book the appointment from this page and I will reach out to you. So yeah, we are spitting positivity and yeah, we are educating people on how to change their careers and move abroad. Somebody said, I was watching a video and somebody was saying there is age limit to study in Canada. Take this from me again and take it and utilize it. There is no age limit if you want to study in Canada. The visa officers or IRCC does not care about your age. Now, it is now your duty to do your due diligence and look at what you need to convince them. That is true research. You cannot find this on Facebook and WhatsApp. So make sure you go and do your research. When you are applying to schools, there are videos on my YouTube channel. I mentioned that. Make sure you put the program you are applying to into consideration. I equally said in my YouTube videos that during visa application, you have a way you have to convince the visa officer using your letter of explanation when it comes to Germany. I didn't say there is no age limit all over the world. I said for Canada, they are not interested in your age. I know people who are 40 years and above and they are in Canada studying. What matters a lot are 1, your proof of funds, 2, your letter of explanation, 3, your home ties if you must study in Canada. For other countries in Europe, there is an age limit and most of the time the universities will mention that. Now, when the universities mention that, if you are above that age, you cannot apply again. But however, if you are going for visa application, you have to be careful in such countries. Example is Norway and Lithuania. I know universities in Norway like the University of Oslo and Norwegian University of Science and Technology. As soon as you are above a particular age and if you didn't attend school for the past 5 years, you cannot apply to such universities. So please take a look at this. But for Canada, there is nothing like an age limit. Now you need to do your due diligence so that you do not make an error. I wish you all the best and Happy New Year to come.